Okay, so today we are on day 4 of the Passion Week. We already looked at Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. This is Wednesday. And we left off, we were in John. We're going to take a detour from John for a moment to go to Mark 11:20, which will start with them walking into town, and they see the fig tree that Jesus cursed yesterday morning, and it was all dried up. And so they go into town, and immediately the first thing he says is he teaches them about forgiveness and to forgive, and the Father will forgive them. So they get to the temple where he goes first every day this week, and the rulers, the Sadducees, Pharisees, corner him and ask about what authority he teaches. And so he turns it around on them and gives them a question that they cannot answer. And he said, likewise, I will not answer your question either, because he talks about the baptism of John. And you can read that in in the closing of Mark 11, that section. Got some notes here. Okay, so then it flips to 12, and he gives the parable of the vineyard owner who's away and has his servants to take care of the vineyard, to manage his business while he is away. And he sends, someone to check in, and they beat him and send him away. And he sends another, and they beat him and send him away. And then the third one they kill, and it was his son. And so they think and talk among themselves, and they say, I think he speaks of us. They perceive that he is speaking of them. And then they really turn up the challenges and try to get him. And of course he was. That's a parable about the prophets that came in the Old Testament to the Jewish people, and now the Son of God, the vine dresser, the vine owner, is before them, and they're going to kill him. So he goes on, and then you have the Herodians and the Pharisees, and then they go to him and they challenge him some more, and they come down to in this part here too will be taxes. This is where they challenge him on taxes, and they say, is it lawful to pay taxes, or should we not pay taxes as religious people? And he says, go get me a denarius. And I believe that was the coin that they got. And so they go and they bring it back, and they say, he says to them, whose picture is on this coin? And they look and they say, well, Caesar's. And that's what he tells them. Then you render to Caesar's what is Caesar's, and render to God what belongs to God. So he answered their question, which they probably didn't like to answer. Then they came back and they were talking about the woman whose husband dies and going to the brothers. And then he presents the question in 12:36 that refers back to Psalm 110:1, referring to God the Father and God the Son. So there's David, who was the earthly, and then, the Lord said to my Lord, and it's speaking of Jesus being in the lineage. And man, my allergies are acting up. So there's that. Okay, and then he goes out of there after all that is done to the Mount of Olives, and he begins to teach there. And Peter, James, John, and Andrew are out there. I apologize for my eyes bugging out. And he gives the Olivet Discourse. Now, some say that it all happened on Wednesday. It doesn't say in this portion that he went home, came back and taught on the Olivet Discourse, which would be Matthew 24 and 25, and also in this section, and Luke 21:22, about the end times and eschatology. So, and of course, in this is the parable of the 10 virgins and the talents, and there's other parables. So this is all done today and possibly into Thursday, but I tend to believe that this was done all on Wednesday, and then Thursday they were preparing, as was the rest of the area, for the Passover meal. So I think that's what they were doing on Thursday. There's no break really to tell us otherwise, so I would say Wednesday that all these things happened. He did a really heavy day of teaching, and this would end his public ministry. He may have some few things to say on Thursday in the temple, but I tend to believe that he was spending the day with his disciples and apostles and getting ready for Passover. And that is where we will pick up tomorrow. So this was day 4, Wednesday of Passion Week. We're getting closer. God bless you guys.